world. It's been a while since I just sat down and had a chat, rambled, talked about what I've been thinking lately. Um, but that's actually something that's been on my mind for quite a while now. Um, and I thought, you know what, this is the perfect way to get it off my chest, to talk about it, to think about it, to kind of hold myself accountable for what I'm gonna say. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, basically the main point is I don't feel creative anymore, and it's really sad. Yay! Um, yeah, I always thought that being creative was part of my personality, and it was something that's like important to me and that makes me me, and it's like one of those like big things about me, my creativity. And I feel like it's gone, or at least like it's not there as much anymore. Um, I don't know. I actually went through my first like few years of YouTube and like looked at old videos, and I had so much to say. I just made videos about anything and everything. And I'm kind of jealous of that old me who just went like, oh, I have a thought. I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna make a video about that. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna like actually do this creative idea I have and just like do it. Just do it. Um, yeah, kind of that's also where my last poem came from, the like writing blog poem. That's the last video. Because I feel like it's not even that I don't have anything to say, it's that I don't say it or I don't think about it as much. Like when a thought occurs to me or an idea occurs to me, I used to then stick with that and like think about it more and flesh it out and yeah, start working with it right away. And nowadays when I have a thought or an idea, it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna like put that aside, maybe work on it later, probably not, maybe even forget about it. And it's just like this single thing that nothing ever happens with and that I also don't go into depth with. And maybe it's probably it's mostly because I'm an adult now. I have a job, I have a flat that needs to be like cleaned and stuff. I have stuff to do, I have like to-do lists and bills to pay and all that gross adult stuff that I have to do. Like I work most of the time and then I don't have time to be creative, and when I come home I don't have the energy because I just came back from work and I want to just relax and don't like use my brain too much. So it's mostly just that I don't have the time or energy anymore that I used to have, especially in uni, because at university I had all this creative input from the people around me, and then I also had a lot of time and flexibility to use that creativity and like decide when to do what, but now I have my fixed working hours. Like with things like drawing, I just yesterday picked up my sketchbook again because I haven't drawn anything properly in about 2 years. And I love to draw, but the time I spent on drawing was mostly during lectures to just keep my hands busy. And that was just something that was there anyway. I had to go to those lectures almost every day, and I then always had like 60 to 90 minutes where I could just sketch away, and I had that like time. And now obviously at work I can't do that, so I'd have to make time for it, and I think that's the problem. Like I'd have to make time and put aside energy and creative brain power to actively do things, and it used to feel more like it didn't feel passive because obviously I was still doing something, but it felt more flexible and it felt more like it would just happen. and I just go with the flow, and something creative was gonna come out of me anyways. And I think that's what's gone, not the creativity itself, but the productivity in the creativity, if that makes sense. So like the actual doing of the thing, and the flow of it, and the regular action of it. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, I really miss it. I really miss being creative. It feels like a part of my personality is missing. And it makes me really sad to think about all those things I used to do. I used to dance, I used to draw, I used to paint, I used to write a lot more. I used to actually publish things I wrote. Like, I haven't done that in ages. I haven't published anything in ages. When I do write something, the most I do with it is maybe make a video with it, if it's a poem I'm actually proud of, or like, I don't know, post it on Tumblr or something. But I haven't actually done anything with what I'm doing. Yeah, and it makes me really sad. It just makes me really sad. Also with YouTube, like, the videos I do are so rare. Like, I'm happy when I do one a month, and I used to do one every week. I used to do things like the vegan month and the poetry week, and I used to do readathons and all of that stuff, and obviously I just don't have the time anymore. But I also don't make the time, and I don't take the energy for it when I could. I mostly just sit in front of Netflix and look passively at a screen. And anytime I do actually use my creativity and actively do something, I feel so much better about myself. But it's so much effort to do that. And the same with YouTube. Like, when I do make a video, I'm really proud of it and I'm happy to do it, and I actually miss the community so much. And I think that's the 4th time I've said that now in a video. Because I always promise myself, this time I'm gonna do more. This is gonna be the point where I'm gonna change everything and actually make more YouTube stuff and be more active in the community and all of that. And then I don't. And then it's like 2 months afterwards and I feel like, oh, I should do that. And then I say the same thing in another video. I'm really tired of it. And I'm sorry if this is like a really weird ramble and rant. But I feel like it's something I wasn't prepared for. And that sounds so whiny. No one told me that adult life would be difficult. But yeah, basically. I always just assumed I'd always write and draw and dance and take pictures and photographs and all of that. I always just assumed that I'd always be doing that. And no one told me that maybe I wouldn't. I never thought about it, like, time-wise, energy-wise, priority-wise. It never occurred to me that maybe that wouldn't be part of my life, and now it isn't, and I'd have to actually work for it to be a part of my life again. And that's so much more difficult than just getting back into it, because I can get back into it like momentarily. Like, I can make this video, I can write a single poem, I can do one drawing like I did last night. But then to keep doing it, to stay with it, to stick with it, to continue doing it. I have so many projects that I'd love to do, and I just don't, because they take effort and continuity and patience, and I don't have that. So yeah, basically, long story short, long ramble short, I really miss my creativity. I don't really know when it stopped, but I miss it and I want it back. And I'm taking this video, and anyone who might be watching, to hold me accountable. Because I want to put in the effort. I think with anything that takes patience and continuity, I always struggle at first. But I do have some things where I did go past that point, and once it's a routine and once it's actually like part of my life again, it's easy, and I want to get to that point with my creativity again. So I'm holding myself accountable. I'm gonna tell you about some things. I'm not gonna promise you or myself that I'm gonna do all of them. And some of them are actually ideas I want to work on next year that I kind of have like a bigger plan for. But just also for me to realize how much I have, I want to talk about it. The sad thing is that actually most of these ideas are like from uni, like 3 years ago, and I just didn't continue doing them, and now I want to pick them back up. So yeah, here we go. First thing, drawing. I want to draw again. I had the idea of drawing my plants because I like my plants, and it would also be like a nice, I don't know, dictionary. I don't know how to call it, but like a place to have all my plants like together in form of drawing, and then like the names, because all my plants have like really weird names that I give them, and sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember all of them. So it would be a nice memory storage for that. I tried doing that. Then I realized I'd have to draw every single leaf on every single plant, which basically means like doing the same thing 50 times over. Again, don't have the patience for that. So I'm not actually sure if I want to do that anymore, but I do have some ideas of making that easier and still doing it, because I do still love the idea. So that's an idea. But also, as I said, I did take up my sketchbook again yesterday, and I really liked it. I really liked drawing again. The way I originally learned to draw ages ago, when I was a little girl, was to actually copy manga. I just copy my favorite scenes out of manga and then slowly start to put my own twist on it and give them my own expressions and start my own storylines and all that stuff. And maybe I just need to go back to that in order to find my style again. But October's coming up, which means Inktober's coming up, and I have a shiny new notebook, so maybe I'm going to do that, hopefully. And I think it's one of those things where I need to learn not to be too perfectionist and just remember that I haven't properly done this in ages and in years, and that obviously I'm not as good as I used to be, and that maybe I just need to take it slow and do some drawings that aren't as good and do some sketches that I'm not happy with. But I think if I actually manage to do an entire month of sketches every day, it will really help. So again, gonna try and do that. Then obviously the big thing is writing. I have 2 projects that, as I said, I started in uni 3 years ago, one even 5 years ago, that are still not finished. One of them is the short story Friday Mornings, which I have actually posted on archive, like back when I first wrote it, like 4 or 5 years ago. So that is open to read if you're interested. But it is a short story, and there's like, for me, there's 2 chapters missing in the middle that I'd like to finish. And again, a little rant here, because I'm German, but I mostly write in English because I studied English literature, so most of my poetic thinking is English. Not sure if that makes sense, but it's how my brain works now. And a lot of the time that actually feels like my writing doesn't count because most of the people around me can't read it and understand it. And so many times when I talk about my writing, people are interested, but then I mention that it's in English and they're like, oh, okay, so I can't read it. And then for me that feels like, who am I even writing this for? Like, if no one can read it, if none of the people around me are able to understand what I'm doing, why do I even do it? And I need to get over that. Because I'm writing for me. I'm not doing it for the people around me. It would be nice if they could read it, but I've tried writing full stories in German and I just don't feel as comfortable with it. I do a poem or two every now and then I show that to people. But full stories, I'm just probably always gonna write in English. And that's just something that's, yeah, that I can't change that, and I have to get over the reaction of people that kind of disappoints me a bit and like kind of, yeah, stops me from going on writing. I need to get over that, but what I wanted to say was that because Friday Morning is a short story, it actually is something that would be easy to translate into German. And I've started doing that and then realized that translating is even harder than writing the original. But yeah, I want to, as I said, do those 2 chapters in the middle to fill out the story, and I want to translate this story into German. And I've started both of these things and I didn't continue, but I want to. I would love to do that this year. I have 3 more months left, but I don't think that's actually gonna happen. But yeah, at some point I would love to have that as like a proper book, to actually print it, to be able to sell it in a English-German version. The second thing is the Kid and Jazz novel. I think the last video I made about Kid and Jazz was 2 years ago. And I haven't done anything with it since. Aside from about a month ago when I started thinking about it again and I wrote the ending. So now I have the ending for my novel and I'm kind of motivated to actually finish it. And that is gonna be the big project for next year. I'm gonna do a full-on crazy storyboard wall. I already cleared one of my walls in my kitchen. I'm gonna do a storyboard wall. I'm gonna make a writing plan and I'm gonna write a novel next year. I'm gonna do it. Future me, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write this novel because the idea is so great and I love the characters. And I realized that it's been so long that I actually have to reread my own writing to get back into it. But I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna write a novel next year. Yeah, and then also the Christmas project. I want to do a Christmas story again this year. I'm not quite sure what that's gonna look like. It's not gonna be part of the Christmas story trilogy, that's over and done with. But I have some ideas and it's important to me to do that again, to have like this one thing every year that I do work on and that I do finish. So I'm gonna do a Christmas story in some form or another. That's important to me. And the final thing is YouTube. I'm not gonna hold myself accountable for this because it is the thing that takes like the most effort and the most time in like a fixed time frame if I want to do this. But I do want to continue making at least 1 video a month. And on top of that, I would love to bring back wrap-ups, monthly wrap-ups of maybe just the books I've read, but maybe also like TV shows and films I've seen, maybe music I've found that month. Maybe like not only stories, but like a monthly favorites or something like that, because those are actually videos that I used to make a lot and I really enjoyed sharing what I liked that month. And they are quite simple to film and to edit, so maybe it won't take as long as like say a video like this or a creative video that takes more editing. So I think those are simple And I think I can do that. So maybe 2 videos a month. I would love to do that. But as I said, I'm gonna try it out, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna stick with the 1 video a month. But that one definitely. Hopefully. So yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, basically, I just really want to get back into my creative side. I really want to use that again. I really want that part of my personality to come back. It just makes me feel so much more fulfilled, and I miss it a lot. And yeah, as I said, I'm gonna use this video to hopefully stick to all of those ideas and plans. And yeah, let me know what you think. I'm gonna keep you updated on anything that I actually do. If you want to see my Inktober that I'm hopefully gonna do next month, I did just start an Instagram, and I'm gonna try to use it for this Inktober thing. I'm gonna link it down below. I have an Instagram now, and I think for Inktober it's like the best platform, so yeah, if you want, follow me there. Yeah, maybe gonna do like an entire writing video series next year with the novel, but we'll see about that. For now, I'm just happy that I have this motivation again, and I'm hopefully actually gonna use it. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you always have a reason to smile, and I shall see you soon. Bye!